then to what to put. Um, that. Back here as
Someone's adding more thrusters anyway.
well. I got room. There we go.
Okay, so I should probably explain what I'm doing here so this all makes sense. So I'm setting up his essentially ability to use P without it being disastrous. So what I did was I'm setting up all the tags, so all of his blocks are tagged with MM prior to the name. So that way when he's connected to the ship, it can just easily tell which one it is. He still hasn't renamed it in the info tag, but we'll bug him about that later.
I was getting ready to do that, and then I added more thrusters.
Yeah, so do you need in the cockpit here?
No, go ahead.
Okay, so what I'm doing is there's an event controller on here that's set to look for the connector and to tell whether or not the connector is connected. So you see this is the one here, tagged for the meteor mauler, right? That's what we're calling it. It's looking for that. And then in the actions, what it is so slot number 1 is what we want to happen when we are connected. Slot number 2 is when we are disconnected. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into our thruster group. I'm going to say when we're connected, we want to be, so I'll just drag it down, we want to turn the thrusters off. We don't want thrusters running when we're connected. But when we disconnect, we want to automatically turn thrusters on. This is one of the most important things for being able to make P work without having to sweat it. And so you just want it so that when you're not connected to anything, your thrusters turn on, just automatically. Very important. But second of all, what I want to do is I want to recharge when we're connected, so that turns recharge on. And then we want to switch back to auto when we're disconnected so the batteries automatically turn on. I used to have this problem all the time where I'd disconnect, but I'd forget to turn my batteries off recharge. How do you color the string lights? Pop-up sir asks. Scroll with your mouse wheel. So there's only white and then there's colored. You can't actually manually color them the colors you want. You can only choose between the white or the colored variants, and you just scroll with the mouse wheel. Unfortunately, they're not individually colorable in that way. So yeah, so basically using the event controller with the connector connected, we can save it so that every time we disconnect, we make sure our battery automatically turns to auto. So that saves that problem. We're also going to turn, I don't think we're going to do anything with the reactors. We don't really need to worry about that because we'll just leave them running. The gyroscopes, we don't really need to worry about those. We could turn them off to save power. We're not worried about that. But we are going to turn off the antenna when we're connected and turn it back on when we disconnect. And then we're also going to turn off the ore detector when we're connected, back on when we disconnect. Then I think that's it. I think that's all we really need to manage here. If there's more thing we can do, we just do it to more pages of the event controller. So I'm just cycling through the different pages here. You see thrusters turn off when we're connected. They automatically turn on when we disconnect, as well as the batteries recharge, turn to auto when we disconnect. Our antenna and our ore detector turn off when we connect, turn back on when we disconnect. That's it. So now this thing is set up and ready to go. for the event controller. So now all you have to do with it functionally as the pilot is you just disconnect and off you go. You don't have to do anything. You just unconnect with P and then you're flying, your antenna's on, everything's set. It is a great way to use an event controller. It takes one event controller to do that per ship. Every single ship in our fleet has this functionality because once you get used to it, once you get used to being able to just press P to disconnect your ship and not have to worry about disconnecting a bunch of other things accidentally, or even for that being that problematic, it really changes the way the game feels to play. It's so fast to just disconnect and go. And don't you want your ship to just automatically turn everything on without you having to like hotbar every single one of your items? It's like, I remember I used to I had like a sequence. It was like 987. Right? 9 to connect, 8 to recharge batteries, 7 to turn tanks to stockpile. The test is, can you park this? How easy is it to park? You could, I guess, put the connector like almost right underneath the cockpit.
I was going to, but then I'd have to do a U and a U, and then it would stick down farther. I didn't want that. And honestly, I kind of like the way that looks.
What
But
are you gonna
I'm
do
connected.
about headlights?
I don't know. Probably put one right here.
Well,
I mean, I
you
don't know.
complained that the truck didn't have enough light, and it was because we didn't use a spotlight. We used an interior lights. So you probably want to use a spotlight to correct that issue. But the spotlight's a full block, not a half block, so it's going to be about level with the tip of the connector if you put it there.
Well, I don't know where else I put it. It's gotta go there.
Yeah, but that's why I asked you a while back, because I
Well,
wasn't
yeah,
seeing
I
it
don't
either.
really care about lights.
You don't care about light?
I don't really care about lights.
Clip it.
You can clip it. I don't care about lights.
I imagine there's going to be a time where you're like, I can't see a thing.
Yeah, but lights don't change that.
They do. They do.
They don't.
That's why on my drill ships, especially ones like this, I like to do spotlights as well as interior light combos. So the interior lights are for when you just get close to stuff, you just have a general light. But spotlights for pointing at the thing you wanna drill,
See?
because
There's a
spotlights just
spotlight.
throw further. You know.
Yeah, not a problem, right?
No.
Right.
Let's do spotlights. Grab this guy. Change the name. So it's tagged. There we go. Give you a more natural color. And then the other thing we're going to do is put it in the event controller. So that's another thing I like to put on. Is if there's headlights, I turn them off when we're connected, and turn them on when you disconnect. So that way you don't even have to turn those on. So now if I disconnect, I should blast him in the face with the spotlight. Yep, and we connect and it turns off. Perfect.
Okay.
Wait. Okay.
So there we go. There's Big Driller.
Okay.
You're gonna have to be careful when you park it, because that light. But I mean, hey,
Ooh, that's looking good.
I wonder.
Oh, you can color them. I'm sorry. Maybe I stand corrected on that. I didn't think you could. Oh, okay. That's looking great. That's even better than I was hoping it would be.
I made another light for you to do.
On the event controller?
Yeah.
Did you do like a interior light?
Yeah.
Oh, I see it. Yeah. Okay. Which direction is it facing?
I just put it
Down.
on there.
Okay, so offset means it will go downwards if we turn the offset up. Which, I mean, we can just crank the radius. 10 meters. Not very much. I think each one of these blocks is 3.5 meters, I think is what they say. So, yeah, about to here. I guess we can illustrate that by making it a colored light. You can see how far the colored light throws. Yeah, you're not getting a lot out of that.
Just crank it to max. I don't care.
It is maxed.
Oh, that's max? Okay.
Yeah, that's maxed.
Okay.
I mean, it's alright.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, but we need to put a tag on it, and then we need to go in here. We need to go to the event controller, set up the actions, and then we need to go to the corner lights, say turn it off when we're connected, on when we're not. There we go. Should turn it off. Yep. Done. Oh, yeah, okay, I see. You have a cargo port there. Alright, so... Do you want thruster flames on the rear thrusters?
I don't really care. It can be, yeah.
Well, it looks like they're exposed, so I'm guessing those should probably have some flames. So I'll tag those. And then that way we can tell which ones are which. Oh yeah, nice industrial look. I can put that artwork on the side of it as well, too. So let's see here. We go to event controller. No, that's not what we were doing. Thruster, flame. This. And this. Why are we having a hard time seeing? Oh, because I've hidden all of them. Yeah. Okay, what color do you want your thrusters?
Let's do,
We can do two colors too, like a low, a low, how do I say, it? Low power color and a high power color, and blend them. So you could do like red and blue, and then the in between looks kind of purplish.
well, let's do, yellow. And, what would go good with yellow? We'll do yellow to red. How's that? That should be... I want those to be different. But this... Yeah, we'll do that. We might do those a little different.
Like that. That. How about that? And then if we remote in and take a look. And do this. Oh, we gotta turn them on. So that's low flame, and then as we turn them up, they get more and more red.
Yeah.
They look really, really hot, and that actually kind of is a really good combo for these. Cool. Okay. I like.
Cool.
Could also incorporate some heat vents for more of a visual look as well.
Yeah.
Heat vents, they change based on power usage.
I understand that, but I don't have room for it.
Well, I mean, you can just replace some of the squares back here, some of the cubes, because they're just cube-shaped.
If you want to.
Oh, this is your build.
I don't really care about heat vents. I want to experiment with.
I do love that corrugated texture. It's so good. Especially when you mix it with other textures. Yeah, if you do a whole thing like that, it can be okay like for like a shed or a shack, like a like a metal building on a terrestrial hillside or something, but like mixing it in on ships is so good. I use it in strategic places on the space station just to give a little bit extra detail and just a little bit where you need to get some little like greebly detail on something that's kind of a flat surface. It's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Also, a lot of blocks that if you apply that texture to them, they have a kind of worn look to them. That looks really good. It's a little different than the dust texture, a little different than the rust texture. Yeah, you can see the scratches on it. Looks really nice. Pop-up Sir says the indigo and violet look a little alike, just so you know. Yeah, it's alright. Those are two similar colors, I think. I'm liking it. I guess I haven't checked the space station recently here if there is there's we're not that close to it right now, are we? But yeah, I think there's chance it could be selling plushies. Moved a little bit away from it, so I don't know where it's at right now. You have a long range antenna on? I think one of these is a long range. This one's 50,000 meters. We can't possibly be that far from the space station. Hmm. Someone got a little bit of their orange paint on the tarmac.
I did. I was gonna fix it eventually.
It's fine. That big of a deal.
Okay.
This is where I wish I had I really need to get a second account just for time lapse. It'd be fun to watch you build that on a time lapse.
Well, it's built now, so.
Pop-up Sir says it will look so cool when the plushie display is done. Let's go have a proper peek at it, so it's instead of flying outside of the window like a creep. Oh man. I saw you do that. Yeah. I should probably install the paint gun mod. It makes painting stuff like this way, way easier. This is already looking amazing. Oh,
We got the 7 sharks.
oh yeah. Yeah, we can build those. The mod allows us to build those from the assembler. But what we can't build is the engineer plushies and the Saberoid plushies. Now, pop-up, sir, you can certainly grab the plushies from the carousel in the production area. All those can move over here, so that can add to your collection. I mean, that's at least one Saberoid and one more engineer plushie that you can use. They don't have to be there, is what I'm saying. So if you wanna grab those and move those over here, you're welcome to. You're so slippery. Where'd you go, Veggie?
I don't know.
Oh, you cryoed yourself, huh?
I did. Well, it's about time for me to get off. I gotta dump all my stuff.
You went for cryopod class Omega P003, I see.
Yeah, I mean,
That,
honestly, that's the one that's working today. So,
well, it's green right now, but we did run out of oxygen
well,
not that long ago.
I think that's really the captain should make sure that.
Yeah, our ice is at 0 once again.
So I'll be dead.
Well, we have oxygen in our tanks, and we don't have any of the vents operating because right now we're not airtight. So, in other words, we're not going to be bleeding oxygen because we're simply not airtight. Oh, where am I going? I need to go downstairs to the CIC. This is where we've got our oxygen readout. Well, okay, we're at 61% total storage, which isn't bad at all. But yeah, I think you're right. We are getting kind of late in the evening here, and normally we stream to about 10 p.m. Central, and we're just past that now. So we will probably be wrapping it up here shortly. I see Veggie has already cryoed themselves, and I think are you just showing my stream? Yeah, it looks like it.
Yes, I am.
Sharing that content. So let's go over here. You got your did you rename your meteor mauler, or is it still large grid something or another?
It's probably still large grid. I didn't do it.
The carousel is important. Okay, yeah, I feel you. I mean, I do kind of like hanging out with the plushies on the carousel. That is sort of fun. In fact, let's just show chat what we're talking about. This is the carousel. And you can have a nice little sit, and then you got your little plushies hanging out with you here. That's our Saberoid, the one Saberoid we've been able to find.
We'll find more.
That was the first plushie we found. Like episode 1, the very first thing that happened was an unknown signal dropped like basically on our heads, and we opened it up and it had a plushie in it. It was like immediately first thing that happened, episode 1.
And then we get another one like right away.
And then they got the Saberoid right after that.
No.
And we haven't seen an unknown signal in quite a while, so I think what happens is we're so far away from XYZ 000 that they're just not spawning out here. So I think oh, you already logged out.
I did.
Wow, that was fast.
I'm quick.
I guess so.
I mean, I built a whole driller in like an hour, so a
The
large
meteor
grade driller.
mauler.
Yeah.
I'm excited for you to try it out.
Yeah, I
We'll have
want to
to
see how that
see.
works.
It would be wise for us to get more uranium. So finding uranium would be awesome.
Hmm.
We, I think that your ship, being the way it is, actually makes a really good scout ship as well. Like you can both scout, you can mine, and you can haul.
Hmm.
All of the above.
Yep. Should work pretty well, I would think, but
Yeah, I think so.
we'll see. I have, I think, enough downward thrust that we shouldn't have a problem, but until we test it, who knows? So we'll have to
Sure.
take a blueprint and then
Mm-hmm.
see if it works.
Yep. So, as you can see here, we made some progress today on the tail end of our space station. Before it had terminated to a point, but now, as you can see, we are building out living quarters, specifically an area for the captain, a spot for the pilot, and a spot for our Plushie Quartermaster. So that we'll probably continue that. I'll likely do some of that offline, so you won't see me build some of that out. You can see just below that we have a stack of hyperdrive. So we just added a hyperdrive mod this stream thanks to a chatter in chat. Let me make sure I get their name right. Flashgo1, who's been here a few times now. Well, thank you for that suggestion. Basically, the hyperdrives we have in here are just like mega powered jump drives. And we really wanted our station to be able to jump further than any one of our individual vehicles, which I suppose kind of made the space truck's jump drive module obsolete. Maybe we just mark that for deletion. Who knows? But now that Veggie's made himself the Meteor Mauler, he's sort of made himself a new truck.
It's a one person truck. I mean, the truck, you have some couches so you can bring 3 people along. The thing I built was mostly a driller,
Mm-hmm.
and it has 1 seat.
Yeah, the space truck is kind of like you attach some worker bees to it. You go to a site, and it's like your little worker bees collect the ore and then drop it in the truck when they're full.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas this thing is just all in one, right? It is the worker bee as well as the storage in the truck.
Yeah, but I still think that you could attach it to the truck, go to the work site, and then you'd have extra storage. So you could bring back a whole lot of stuff.
I think someone turned up the speed of the carousel.
Apparently. Okay, so my chat, so you don't get sick, I'm going to go ahead and end here. I'm going to put our links in the old chat there. So there's the Discord link. I'm going to, I think that's the wrong. Yeah, that's the right command. Okay. So the next time, it'll be next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. There may be some extra streams in there if we decide to do that. So follow, definitely, if you're not followed and you're lurking. We do love our lurkers, but if you follow, then you'll know those special streams. You can kind of see what we're doing. We try not to do too much. It's not just, build work or that kind of stuff in those streams, but sometimes we do something cool and then we have to show you in the regular stream. So
Let's go. Pop-Up Sir has requested we get one last good view of the plushies, and I don't see why not, so we're going to do a quick run over there. Okay, yeah. I'm glad we did, because there we go. Okay, so just to recap, Pop-Up Sir is our Plushie Quartermaster, and the assigned duties, the current objective that they are working on is 7 of each type of plushie. So that's 7 engineer plushies, 7 saberoid plushies, and 7 shark plushies. As you can see, they've definitely done a fantastic job on the shark plushies, and look at this display.
that looks awesome.
It's really good. We got 2 engineer plushies there.
Mm-hmm.
This is really impressive. I'm really digging this. So the question is, how long is it going to take to get another Sabroid plushie, because I haven't seen any more. We've seen one in 20 episodes, nearly.
No. Oh, we'll just have to see.
And you can check out, yep, if you happen to be at our space station, you can head to our Nebula Beans coffee shop. Nebula Beans, fuel for your journey. Also, there's nothing quite like savoring a cup of Nebula Beans coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And, you can also discover the universe with Nebula Beans coffee.
Nebula
If you happen to,
Beans.
if you happen to be in a space station, stop in for a cup of coffee.
At the Nebula
That's
Beans.
that's Nebula Beans, fresh
From the
from
Nebula.
from the nebula. But yeah, the plushies make me happy. Me too. We do have some brand new merch as well. If you like those ridiculous posters we've made, you can actually buy them as a 10x10 at our merch store, and all the proceeds go directly towards the stream. So if you're into that sort of thing, if you want to support us as creators, you can go there and buy stuff. Quote number 7. Uh-oh, we gotta do it.
You know you have to.
Gotta do it. And on the dock of the bay. Yep, classic.
We have to keep it short because we don't want to be DMCA'd, but
Right. It's very short clip because
we can get away with that.
strikes, but we can get away with that little clip. They haven't muted us yet on that, so I think we're okay. But yeah, so like Veggie said, we will be back next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Might be a secret stream. If you're in my chat there, I went ahead and put Veggie's channel. He's the other guy talking in the stream. Go check him out. Give him a follow. We co-stream Tuesdays and Wednesdays. 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Central, so that would be great if you want to come check us out. Follow either one of us to get notified. That's really useful. It makes it easier so you don't have to remember what the schedule is. It just makes things easier. Also, you can just join our Discord as well. We have a channel there for notifications if you'd rather get notified in Discord. But yeah, I think that's it for today. So thank you very much for joining us. We really love having you in chat. We really appreciate the suggestions for the jump drive as well. That worked out really well for us, and I'm particularly happy with the result because now this thing can go really far.
Yay!
Yeah. But that's it for today, guys. So thanks again, and we'll see you on Tuesday.
Bye.
Bye.